This is Coyote News.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, the football team remains undefeated, and we talk with a volleyball player. But first, the headlines with Devin Martin. Devin?
Gymnast and two-time Olympic medalist Michaela Maroney says she was abused as early as 13 years old by former Michigan State and USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nasser. Nasser is already facing 22 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct and could receive a sentence of life in prison. The Chicago Bulls have suspended forward Bobby Portis 8 games for punching teammate Nikola Mirotic and breaking his jaw in practice yesterday. Mirotic is expecting to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Former Penn State assistant coach Jerry Sandusky was denied a new trial and a second chance to convince a jury that he's innocent of the child sexual abuse charges. Sandusky's lawyers have 30 days to appeal the ruling. Sandusky has been serving a 30 to 60-year prison sentence since 2012. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Devin. It's no longer a secret that USD football is pretty good. In fact, they're so good that they went into Saturday's game undefeated. The Coyotes hosted the winless Indiana State Sycamores, and the mismatch on paper was quickly proven on the field. Indiana State would get on the board first with a field goal, but on the Coyotes' opening drive, Chris Streveler would roll back and he would fire deep for Brent Van Ruckel, and he makes a spectacular catch. Yotes take a 7-3 lead. He seems to make great catches every week, and he was far from done. Streveler goes deep to Van Ruckel again. He's wide open this time, and he takes it 55 yards for a TD, giving USD a 14-6 advantage. Later in the second quarter, Streveler looking deep again. This time it's Cody Case who reels in the 35-yard touchdown, and it's 21-6. Just before the half, Streveler decides to give the arm a rest and use his legs. He will go right up the middle here untouched, 46 yards to the Heasy, and USD starts to run away with this one up 28-6. It was more of the same in the second half. Streveler rainbows one for Cody Case once again. And look at this catch. He makes the diving grab, and the play of the day gives USD a 35-6 lead, and they go on to rout Indiana State 56-6. The Coyotes remain fourth in the FCS coaches poll, and the team seems to be handling the national attention that the high ranking brings. USD came into the 2017 season unranked and were picked to finish 7th in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Now, the Yotes are 6-0 and sit atop the conference standings with perennial powerhouse NDSU. Despite being overlooked before the season, quarterback Chris Streveler says the team was confident in their abilities.
We know how we feel about our team within the locker room, and that's really all we care about. We don't care about rankings or any of that stuff. So we know what we have to do every week to prepare to be ready to play, and hopefully we can do it.
With all of the wins and the high ranking comes more attention and higher expectations. But senior Doug Lewis says the team isn't worried about the outside hype.
Going into camp, we always had that mentality of take each game one at a time, and each game is big to us. So no matter who we play, what week it is, we're going to take that mentality to our opponent each time.
Streveler says they've enjoyed the start to the season, but 6-0 wasn't their goal, and they have a lot more to improve on with tough games remaining on the schedule.
We know that we haven't reached our end goal yet, and we got to keep working and getting better. But you know, it's been fun to be able to continue to build on tradition here.
The Coyotes hit the road this week to take on 24th-ranked Illinois State. The volleyball team had their 4-match winning streak snapped by the defending Summit League champs, Denver Pioneers, on Sunday. Denver won in straight sets 25-14, 25-17, and 25-21. Haley Dotseth and Megan Kearns led the Coyote offense, both earning 9 kills. Brittany Jessen recorded 27 assists and 9 digs. Defensively for the Coyotes, Ann Rasmussen tallied 17 digs. Coyote News' Lauren Solik caught up with senior Megan Kearns to get her take on the season so far.
The USD volleyball team is currently sitting at 5-2 in the league in a 3-way tie with Denver and North Dakota State. I'm here with middle blocker senior Megan Kearns to talk about their season so far. So Megan, what do you think the team's strengths have been so far?
I definitely think our strengths have been offense. We're a very offensive team. We're pretty aggressive. And also, I think our chemistry, us as a team outside of volleyball, is what makes us such a great team on the court. So.
And how did your win against SDSU last Friday feel?
It felt pretty good. It's always good winning against them. I mean, I came to the conference late, but I think it's one of those things where it's not just for our team, but it's for the school as a whole, and like Vermilion as a whole, so it always feels good to be back.
And lastly, what do you think the team can improve on for the rest of the season?
I think just pushing. Sometimes we struggle in we talk about a lot in practice, points 10 to 20, and I think that's where we struggle the most. But I think if we can just tighten up that portion of the game, we can be much better. So,
Awesome, thank you.
thanks.
This Friday, the team will head to Western Illinois to take on the Leathernecks. For Coyote News, I'm Lauren Solik.
The soccer team got a big road victory over Fort Wayne on Friday. The Coyotes offense erupted in their 6-3 victory. It was the most goals they've scored in the game since 2014. Kelly Willer and Taryn Labrie each scored 2 goals. Sammy Vilwalk and Zoe Anderson each added one of their own. The Coyotes are now 3-11 overall and 1-3 in Summit League. They take on Western Illinois in their final home game of the season Friday evening. The women's cross-country team won the Bradley Pink Classic for the first time in program history on Friday. Senior Megan Billington led the Coyotes with a 5th-place finish with a personal best time of 21 minutes, 11.6 seconds. Laura Nelson finished 20th, Lindsay Joyce took 23rd, Madeline Hugland placed 27th, and rounding out the Yotes was Erin Wetstein in 30th place. Next up for the Coyotes is the Summit League Championships held right here in Vermilion at the Bluffs Golf Course. USD is hosting the conference meet for the first time in program history, and the Coyote women look to win their 4th straight conference title. And lastly, the Sioux Falls Storm have signed former USD kicker Miles Bergner for the 2018 season. Bergner is USD's all-time leading scorer with 276 points. Bergner will return to the IFL for his 2nd season. He finished the 2017 season with the Colorado Crush, where he converted 16 consecutive kicks.